3 million years ago, something patrolled these waters that made every other creature in the ocean a footnote. Its name translates simply as big tooth. But Megalodon was more than a big fish. It was the apex of 66 million years of shark evolution. A 60-foot, 100-ton killing machine built to end whales. And then it disappeared. But what if it didn't? Picture a great white shark, terrifying, legendary. Now triple it. Megalodon reached 60 feet in length, longer than a school bus, heavier than a loaded semi-truck. Its dorsal fin alone stood taller than a grown man. It was not sleek and silent. It was a moving wall of muscle. Scientists estimate it needed to consume over 2,500 pounds of food every single day just to sustain itself. And the ocean, at the time, was very willing to provide. Here's how we know Megalodon existed. Its teeth. 7 inches of serrated, fossilized nightmare, each one the size of a human hand. A single Megalodon had over 270 of them, arranged in 5 rows. When one fell out, another rotated forward within days. Over a lifetime, a Megalodon could cycle through more than 40,000 teeth. They litter the ocean floor to this day, which means if you've ever held a Megalodon tooth, you held the single most terrifying object that has ever existed on Earth. Megalodon didn't chase its prey. That would be inefficient for an animal that size. Instead, it waited. Below whale pods, below the surface, where the light dies and pressure crushes, it held still. Then, in less than a second, it accelerated. Not toward the whole whale, toward the tail. Cripple the fluke, and a 50-foot sperm whale becomes helpless. Scientists have found fossil whale bones with Megalodon bite marks. Not on the head, not on the flanks, but on the flippers and tails. This wasn't random violence. It was precision engineering. 100 million years in the making. Megalodon didn't live in some alien prehistoric ocean. It lived in warm, shallow coastal seas. The same coastlines we vacation on today. The Carolinas, the Canary Islands, Western Australia. Every major whale nursery ground in the Miocene epoch had a Megalodon hunting it. It was global. It was everywhere. And the ecosystems of the time were built around its presence. Every whale that existed then evolved its migration routes, its dive depths, its breeding patterns, in direct response to Megalodon. So what killed it? The honest answer? The ocean changed, and Megalodon couldn't change fast enough. Around 3.5 million years ago, a global cooling event reshaped the seas. Whale populations shifted to colder, deeper water, out of Megalodon's warm coastal comfort zone. Its prey moved, its nursery grounds froze, and a 100-ton animal with a 2,500 calorie per pound of body weight daily appetite cannot simply go on a diet. It starved, slowly, globally, and the last Megalodon slipped beneath the surface of an ocean that no longer needed it. But here's where things get interesting. What if those last Megalodons, instead of dying, adapted? What if they followed the whales into deeper, colder water? The Hadal Zone, 4 to 6 miles down, is largely unmapped. We have better charts of the surface of Mars than we do of our own ocean floor. If Megalodon retreated to the deep, we would not know. We have never sampled more than a fraction of 1% of the deep ocean. And something that size, something that efficient, doesn't need to come up often. It would only need to surface to hunt. And it would only need to hunt once a week. Imagine a research vessel, Pacific Ocean, 200 miles from the nearest coast. The crew is studying deep-sea thermal vents. Then the sonar goes wrong. Not broken, wrong. Something too large to be a whale. Moving too fast to be a submarine. The crew checks the hydrophones. Silence, and then a vibration. Low, rhythmic. The kind of sound that bypasses your ears and registers in your chest. And then a fin. Not a dolphin fin, not a whale's back. A fin the height of a door frame, moving north at 14 knots. The boat rocks in its wake. And then it's gone. And the ocean pretends nothing happened. Let's be honest, surviving is not the same as thriving. A modern megalodon would face serious challenges. Whale populations are a fraction of Miocene levels. A century of industrial whaling devastated the food supply. The ocean is warming, which sounds helpful for a warm water predator, but the warming is disrupting the nutrient chains that feed the whale populations Megalodon depends on. Competition from orcas, highly intelligent, pack hunting, would be constant. An orcapod has been documented killing a great white. A megalodon is bigger, but orcas are smarter, and they learn. The orca versus megalodon debate is genuinely fascinating. Orcas are not larger, they're approximately a fifth the size of a megalodon. But orcas are apex intelligence. They hunt cooperatively. They teach tactics across generations. They have already learned to flip great whites onto their backs to induce tonic immobility. Would they develop the same technique for a 60-foot shark? Probably not. Megalodon is too large to flip, but orcas don't need to flip it. They need to separate it, isolate it, target the gills. A lone megalodon versus an orcapod? That's not a fight. That's a lesson. Here's the thing about the deep ocean. We keep being surprised by it. The colossal squid, 30 feet long, wasn't confirmed to science until 2007. The giant squid wasn't filmed alive in its natural habitat until 2012. The Mariana snailfish wasn't discovered until 2017. The deep ocean does not give up its secrets easily. And if something, anything of megalodon scale existed down there, it would have every reason to stay hidden. Food, darkness, pressure. These are not obstacles. These are advantages. The deep is not empty. We just haven't looked. Megalodon is gone. Almost certainly. But what it represents? A creature so perfectly evolved, so completely dominant, that the ocean itself had to reorganize to kill it. That legacy is real. It tells us how fragile apex status actually is. How quickly the world can change beneath your feet. Or beneath your fins. The ocean is 3 miles deep on average, and we've seen less than 20% of it, which means the question isn't really whether Megalodon survived. The question is, what else haven't we found yet?